Welcome to my channel. This channel demonstrates self-love and positivity. I have my daughter right here. She's about to be 6 months. Yeah, just come on here to do a quick video for you guys on how to create space from people that you're trying to detach from, people that you're trying to let go, and just how to, go through the process of just letting someone go, whether it be a romantic interest, whether it be family, whether it be friends, whatever the case may be. Having gone through postpartum, 2 pregnancies back to back, I've learned, what is normal, what's not normal. I've really gone through the process of like trying to discover who is here in my life, possibly permanently or just not for this season or whatever the case may be. So yes, here are some tips for you guys on how to make that process easier. Okay, so number one, which I have done, like I've talked about in videos before, of detachment. Okay, so detachment is the number one reason to that the process is very, very difficult for you right now. And if you don't learn how to detach from people, then really you're always going to be stuck and you're always going to hold on to things that are not good for you and people that are not for you and that are not supposed to be there. So what are some ways you can learn detachment? I've learned detachment mostly from things online, whether it's like group chats. Like Threads is like my number one. I love Threads. Threads is like what I really focus on because you get to read through stuff and you can like specifically look for things that are tailored to what you're trying to, work on or what you're interested in. And you don't have to comment really, but you can just look at other people's comments. So, and that's like, Threads is like an affiliate of Instagram, if you don't know what that is. So if you have Instagram, get Threads and go on there because people are great. The things that they say, the things that people go through, it makes you feel like you're not alone. And so yeah, I've learned like through there that I'm not alone in like how I feel about things. Like I'm not alone when it comes to postpartum, when it comes to, my daughter's so cute. She's learning how to sit up. So yeah, she's just kind of all over the place, but it's so cute. But yeah, so yeah, detachment, number one, learn how to detach. You can go on group chats. You can specifically look on Google, how to detach. Personally, I fixed detachment based off of fixing my attachment style. So I still have like spouts of like anxiousness when it comes to my attachment style, but for the most part I kind of just let things be, like let go and let God, like that is my motto. If someone's not meant to be there, I'm not gonna force it. If I don't feel good after hanging out with someone or being with someone or talking to them, like they're gone, or there's space created, so learn how to detach from people. Learn that people are just people, and it's hard for, you to truly have the answers that you need if you don't detach and if you don't create space. Because usually space will either do like one of two things. It'll either bring you closer to that person and you realize how important they are, or it'll like give you clarity and it'll help you realize like, damn, that person like was not meant to be in my life. I feel this way like after interacting with them or whatever the case may be. So yes, another tip you can do in order to learn how to let people go is watch their actions. Okay, so you can still be you in this process, but if you realize that like you're being you and it's not being valued, it's not being reciprocated, it's not being, respected, the way that you are, then that's kind of a sign for you. So yeah, just really focus on people's actions towards you. I've had a lot of like relationships with me where I have to constantly question myself, like, is this just in my head, But most of the time, that's kind of like your discernment talking to you and letting you know, like, no, it's not in your head. This is like what you authentically feel. And do not gaslight yourself. Like, I've done it so many times. Do not gaslight yourself. If someone does something that hurts your feelings and you internalize it and you say, you know what, I don't really want to have a conversation with them about it because I know that they're going to react, da 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 da. Just go with that discernment. You don't have to be like everyone else. You don't have to be like, you know what, well, maybe I should just be, you know, like mature and have a conversation. No, if that's not you, like that's not your true authentic self. You don't have to have conversations with people if it's not authentically who you are. Like, just go with how you feel, go with your gut, go with what God is, or whoever you follow is telling you to do. And I personally feel like whoever's meant to be in your life will be in your life. Like, whatever it's meant to be, it's meant to be. That's just my motto. So figure out like what you value and like how you want your life to continue to be, if that makes any sense, and what you want it to look like. And most of the time I realized that a lot of the people that have been in my life, they don't really fit like the path that I'm going down. They don't fit, you know, the like, say I have something that I'm proud about for myself. Like, would I go to them about it? Would I talk to them about it? And if the answer is no, then, you know, you have to put people in like categories, you know? And so, yeah, watch their actions. And then the third thing, which I just mentioned, is put people in categories. You know, like, you don't have to completely cut people off, but a part of life is recognizing, you know, who's there for what amount of time. And personally, I've realized that if I don't put people in categories, I'm just going to constantly disappoint myself. I'm going to constantly be like, I really want to go get lunch with this person, but that person literally flakes all the time, or that person like isn't understanding of the things that I have going on, or whatever the case may be. And so you learn to put people in categories. You learn that like not everyone is for you, you're not for everyone, and there's nothing wrong with that person because of that, you know. I want to give an example as far as like dating goes, because I really heavily feel like, you know, the relationships that we have with friends, family, and dating, they're all like intertwined. And so when it comes to dating and creating space, it can be kind of confusing because dating is a rough one, you know. What I have learned as far as dating goes and space is you have to find someone who has the same intention as you, and you have to be honest with that person with the intentions, your intentions, and what you're looking for and what they're looking for. And that's like the hardest thing. I think that's kind of how I met my husband, was that his intentions were like there from up the jump, like from the jump. But then it's like you have to look at actions too, and then it just gets kind of confusing. And everything, nothing is ever straightforward. Like, relationships are not as straightforward as we think. So, but yeah, definitely like learning yourself for sure will help with all of these areas. You know, learn how to detach, put people in categories, watch their actions, and I think that will definitely help you with creating space and with detaching from people and just opening space for other people, because that's what's ultimately gonna happen. And that, I know from experience, that if you don't let go of certain things, then nothing new will come, you know. Things do get complicated, and they can get complicated, but they're only as complicated as you make them. My daughter is just like, she's over here trying to talk. Learn to detach from people. People, whether or not we want to believe it, at a certain age, like, people do not change. They don't change. The only way they're going to change is if they really understood how their actions have affected somebody close in their lives, and they've lost that person, and they have regret and shame from that relationship, and so they learn and they change. but that doesn't usually happen very often. People just can't help but be themselves, and that's fine, you know, but just find those people that are meant for you. Find those people that allow for you to, you know, shine bright and, you know, be your true authentic self. That's all I have for you guys. Just a quick video. Leave a comment down below and make sure that you subscribe. Yeah, thanks for watching.